viewers what elections means.
For me, election is basically the formal process of selecting someone for a public office. I think you've been to high schools, right?
Yeah.
So you know how we were electing prefects. So that is the lay language that I can put election.
Do refugees supposed to engage or participate in election, like in this period of elections now? Are they supposed to participate or engage in that?
So Chris, election specifically for the citizen of that country. So refugees being hosted by that country. So refugees, I would advise anyone there that is listening, every refugee is out there, you're not allowed to participate or engage in this ongoing election, even the campaigns. You're not supposed to attach to yourself to any political parties, because you're not a citizen and it's not your right to vote in that country.
Even like, let me say for example, even if I want to stand, maybe there's a rally they are gathering, I don't supposed to stand there.
So it's very advisable, like not refugees to engage in any kind of political affairs. Let it be you have your neighbor or your person you're dating is engaging in this election election campaigns, or is one of
the participant
or the contestant. You're advised to stay away as much as possible you can, because it's not your right to vote in that country where you're saying
you don't have a right to that.
Yes, you don't have a right, and it's very advisable people to stay away from that.
Okay.
Stay from the election season.
So since you've said refugees are not supposed to engage themselves in the political affairs of this country, because we don't have that right to cast votes or what. So what advice would you give to the refugees in this period of elections?
So first and foremostly, I just want to advise anyone that this is a very sensitive time. So I just advise everyone to stay as much as possible, stay away from any political rally. Let it be, because right now we are in Kenya, we are in a political campaign season, and very soon in August we're going to have the election is going to be happening. So as much as possible, as much as you can, stay away. And in this period, try as much as possible to not even relate to any kind of political campaigns or even any gathering. Try to stay away and make sure you move with your document, because this time is very sensitive. Make sure you have all the rightful document when you move out of your house, and don't always have airtime, because it's very vital, so that in case you've been stopped by a policeman and they're asking for your document, so you always have someone that you can call, or you can usually call the hotline, the UN hotline. So you always have, so you have to have airtime, stay away from the political rallies or any political campaigns, and make sure these political parties have different colors. Try as much as possible, stay away, and as much as possible, during the election period, make sure you stock a lot of food in the house and stay in your house. If you're not going to be, you don't have any engagement that requires you to move out of the house, try as much as possible to stay in your house, stock food, have petty cash on you, and as much as possible, try, also have these, hotline numbers for the UN. And so in case of anything, you can always, reach out to your they call what? Monitor, the protection monitors, and also you have the community leaders. So that is what I would advise refugees during this time. Try as much as possible to stay away from any rallies or political parties, and be as much as possible stay in your house if you don't have any engagements. Yes.
So before I ask you another question, I have other 2 to 1 question. There are these people you've said there are these people who doesn't have documents.
Yes.
So for them, what should they do? Those who doesn't have documents but they're refugees, maybe others they have documents that is supposed to take them to Kakuma. What would you give them? And also another thing, can you also read? Will help us to read those numbers, the outline numbers, the viewers, so that in case of anything, someone who is out there, who is watching us, hotline number, so that if in case of anything, they can easily call.
So I think it's very so for every. I know it's very sad to hear, but for every refugees, only urban refugees or people who are supposed to be in the urban setting
Okay.
are the only legally to be here. So I'm very, I'm very sad. Like I'm very sad to even say it, but
that is the truth.
that is the truth
Yeah.
because we have a lot of refugees who are residing in an urban setting, but
They're supposed to be in Kakuma.
they're supposed to be in Kakuma
Yeah.
because of some circumstances.
Yes.
But those refugees are advised to go back to their respective areas where they were relocated by the UN. So you're not supposed to be in an urban setting if you're a camp resident.
Okay.
In that you're going to create yourself a risk for yourself and others. So as much as possible we want they're our friends, but we still have to tell them the truth. You know? At any point when you're being caught and you're in Nairobi, that is a security risk for yourself and also your friends. Because let's say you're staying at a shelter, so everyone will be, if let's say police comes here, they will arrest everyone.
Yeah.
And then this will also bring charges because we've had there are charges for a person who does not legally stay in Nairobi, who is not an urban refugee. And the other thing, I think mostly we should advise everyone to try as much as possible to reach out to the UN and get the rightful documentation. I know some people have a document that are expired, but try as much as possible. Use this time to advocate to be able to get those documents, and so that when the election comes, you have a rightful documentation. And also push your leaders to also advocate on your behalf so that you have these documents. Because the election period is coming very soon. We are a couple of weeks away. So make sure you have the rightful documentation and you're not the other side of the law.
Hotline of UN is here. It's 1517. So you can call. You can reach out to that in case of anything. Just reach out to that so that they can help you. So, Sulah, well, let's go to another question. Let me say this is the last one. So, I've seen you're being working in a certain organization. Let me say you're plans. What plans do you have for these people in these times of elections? And what programs you have? You as community leaders, you as someone who are working in an organization for these people refugee people, LGBT refugees, transgenders. What plans, programs you have?
So the plans that we have as different CBOs have different plans. But something that I want to put out there is for Nature Network, we're going to use our social media handles to be able to sensitize the community and also sensitize the refugee community about how do they conduct themselves during this time. This is a very sensitive time. So we'll try to use our social media to put out content. This video specifically is to prepare refugees out there for this upcoming election, to be able to know what am I supposed to do in case of there is an insecurity. Who am I supposed to reach to? There is a toll-free line. You can always get protection monitor numbers. We have different protection monitors in different areas. We have I think Highest really helped us to have different protection monitors in different areas. So as much as possible, try to befriend them, and also try as much as possible move with your document, so that you don't get to be called on the other side of the law. And make sure you stay away from any political rally, any political campaigns. You as a refugee, you're not mandated to vote. That is not your right. That is not your activity to engage in. All you can do is just stay at your place if you don't have any engagement that requires you to move outside your house. Make sure you stay indoors. Make sure you've stocked enough food. Make sure you have pet cash on you, and make sure you have airtime, because that is going to be a very vital commodity during that time. Because I need to check on my doctor, the people that need to refill their medicine, people who need to also check on a friend. So make sure you have airtime, make sure you've stocked food, and also this organization always reach out to the Nature Network social media handles. We're going to be putting out so that people get to know about what election, what are the do's and the don'ts during these times.
Okay, thank you so much, Sulah. And I'm so happy. I think you people, you've heard what you're supposed to do. Since we are all refugees, you're not mandatory to elect or to cast your votes to this country. So please stay away from any political gathering. Stay away from anything you can see that is going to cause your insecurity. Love to stop from here. So please continue following us. Social media handles, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. So you'll be seeing each and every
In March 2024, protests broke out in Cuba as growing food shortages and energy price rises saw people take to the streets of several cities in a rare show of unrest. Having turned to the United Nations for emergency assistance, the Cuban government has since accused the United States of being behind the demonstrations. But while Washington vehemently denies this, the claims have again highlighted the tense relationship between the two countries.